Hi guys, it's Joe here from Rufioh. Welcome to the channel. But most importantly of all, welcome all to No Sooner Than. This content is brought to you in association with my buddies over at Jam Cards UK. You can find the links to the eBay store and the Facebook page in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to No Sooner Than. That's right, it is finally time for that brand new motherfucking limited and forbidden list that we have all been waiting for. And, well, it's here with a bang. I have seen it, yes. I'm not going to pretend to be one of those guys that doesn't know what's going on, but I did not know that not only could my arsehole twitch that much in 1 minute, but also my dick. There was lots of good, there was lots of bad. Well, not lots of bad, but definitely some. But overall, it's a net positive if you ask me. I'm actually quite happy with this limited and forbidden list, and I'm looking forward to it, although it is a bit of a pain in the arse, so we have to wait as long as we do, but there we go. Now, there's lots to unpack here, but most of all, one of my absolutely favourite parts of this is the fact that we don't have a defined date for the next one, because Konami is so fucking fed up of you people, not me, I'm not that guy, who sit there and cry on all the posts about it's no sooner than, well done. Now we just get random lists again. Thank you very much. The next update after this will be no earlier than a few months from now. Well done, Konami. Well done. But seriously, like I said, there is an awful lot that I really like about this list, and a few bits that I most definitely don't. I think the bits that I don't like, I really don't like, but the bits that I do like, I really do. So first off, Protoss Banned. Fair enough, it makes Sword Soul an absolutely fair deck. Now, Sword Soul in and of itself is absolutely fine. I have no issues with it whatsoever. Personally playing it, of course, a little bit biased, but Protoss was really the only problematic card that the deck was playing, so seeing this go, absolutely fine. And even the Sword Soul players will admit it needed to go. I am a little bit surprised if we didn't see Eschatos go as well, because really this is just another version of the same card, but time will tell if that actually works out to be the case. Eva going is absolutely fine. We don't fucking care about that deck anymore anyway, but this just makes sure that nobody has to actually care about that deck anymore. Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty going is actually quite a big hit. Of course, Bird is pretty dead now, something we don't have to worry about, and it's quite clear that Konami really just wants you to play the Adventurer package with your Phantom Knights. Seriously, there's only one going first oppressive board we're going to have to worry about, and that's primarily going to be coming from that corner, although I'm sure others will be incorporating that package into other things as well. And then finally, for our forbidden cards, Imperial Order, a card that was long overdue and absolutely needed to go. We've all been calling for it. I just wish they put anti-spell on here as well, but this will do for now. At least your opponent doesn't get a free negate. Although there is one positive to anti-spell still being on here, and that's the fact that some pendulum cards have come off, so we still have a way to make sure that they still can't play this fucking game. Onto our limits, some of my absolute favourite parts, and I'm sure you already know why if you're a long-standing watcher of this channel. First off, Destrudo off the list. This is a card that I absolutely loved, and I hated the fact that it ended up on the list, and we finally have it back. The only problem with this is that I don't know what I fucking want to do with it anymore. On top of that, we have one of my all-time favourite cards, Fairy Tale Snow, finally back off the list. A card I think will be absolutely fine. It's a very strong card, have no doubt about that, but it means that there's actually ways to play really bad decks that I love, like Lightsworn. On top of that, it gives the likes of Shaddoll a nice little boost, so I'm sure we are going to see a huge amount of meta play from this. I mean, Shaddoll Invoked was already a strong option, but this actually encourages people to actually play some Shaddolls in there, instead of just the Schism. Next up, we have Astrograph off the list. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Again, I don't think it'll do all that much. I think not having access to Electromite is going to hurt the deck still, of course, but Astrograph will be a very strong addition to the deck. We also have Lunar Light Tiger, another card that I've been absolutely calling for to come off the list. Fantastic to see it here. It means that we're going to see some other builds getting played of decks. A lot of people have been playing on Mastodon, the likes of Lunar Lights with Tri-Brigades, which actually has a little bit of synergy there. So it'll be interesting to see whether anyone tries that at any events. Remains to be seen whether that'll work. Our next limit is Recital Starling, another nail in the coffin for that bird strategy, and probably this needed to happen anyway. I'm surprised that they hit this much of the deck in one go. I am still a little bit annoyed about Featherstorm not being on there because there are other decks that can play it. And it may even still see some meta play as well. Don't be surprised if you see it creeping up into people's side options. But overall, the card is largely going to be gone from the meta, at least I hope. Next up is Monstergate, and, well, Pot of Desires I'll put into this category as well. Neither of these cards really needed to be limited in my mind. I'm not really sure what the choice in Monstergate was. Maybe it's future-proofing, maybe there's something coming out that we need to be concerned about here, but honestly, why? And Desires is kind of annoying as well. I fucking love Desires, but it really didn't need to be limited and wasn't a card that anyone was looking for. And this is one of these sour notes that is on this list, but again, overall I remain largely positive. Onto our semi-limits here. A Hero Lives. Not really sure the movement here. Maybe some sort of reason they think that this is going to help. I don't really understand it. Fusion Destiny to 2 seems kind of moot to me. I mean, you play 2 copies with Vert Anaconda, you literally don't care. It makes no difference. Sure, it makes a slightly smaller chance of the fact that you open it, so you've got another way to get to it if you can't get to Predaplan Vert Anaconda, but really, it doesn't matter. Nadir Servant to 2 was kind of strange. I guess they wanted to hit that engine altogether, just encourage people to play other stuff, but at 2 again, doesn't really matter. I guess it's a little bit of a consistency touch, but overall, that engine to me isn't too bad at the moment. I guess maybe they wanted to do this to keep the likes of Invoked in check, although I would probably have just hit the Invoked cards instead. Following on from that, we have Circle to 2. That makes absolute sense to me. The deck is doing absolutely nothing. Hopefully this will see a little uptick in players playing it. I think it's a perfectly fair and good deck, and it would be nice to see it into the meta again, just as long as it doesn't start running rampant, which we're not going to see with this alone. And the final of our semi-limits here is Scapegoat, one that I definitely didn't expect to see going back to semi-limited. This just encourages token play, so I'm not really understanding why this has happened, but I guess it's fine altogether. I don't think it's going to break the meta in any way, but it does mean you're going to have those 1 or 2 decks that definitely just play with this card just so they can get free link 4s. We've seen it happen before. It's probably going to happen again. And then for the final part of this video, of course, is our Unlimiteds. Firstly, Dangeressi on here. I think that's absolutely fine. Again, it's not really going to change all that much. It's a searcher for danger, but I don't think it'll make all that much difference. Red MD to 3 is whatever. I mean, Dragon Link's kind of dead now. It's pretty much unplayable. I mean, it's okay, I guess, at best, but I don't think this makes any real difference to that. Skullcrabat Joker to 3, this is something that I personally have called for as well, and I'm not surprised it's happened because it's really not going to make any difference. E-Telly to 3 is an interesting touch. I think this encourages other archetypes to be played. There's plenty of good psychic stuff out there, including those punk cards that are coming out, which will benefit from that. Also a nice touch for the likes of Virtual World, so people may even consider picking that up as well. It's interesting as well because some of these hits seem to line up quite nicely with Master Duel and the decks that are common on there, because the likes of Eldritch are on there, and of course one of our major unlimits here is Skill Drain. Now, I know personally that I've seen a massive uptick in people watching my Eldritch videos and anything that has Virtual World in as well. Loads and loads of comments coming on those because people who haven't played the game in a while have played Master Duel, realise they have access to these cards, and they're not super expensive to play on that game. And this is actually quite a good thing because it hopefully will encourage more people to play the main game. Remember, Master Duel, as it stands, over 4 million downloads so far. So that really is good encouragement for the game, and long may it continue. But we're not finished there. There is one more final unlimit. I didn't just gloss over it. I just had a bit of a tangent there. Well, not really a tangent, but it lined up a little bit better. Triple Regeki. I don't really see that this will make much difference. As one of my wise sponsors once said, Regeki is just Lightning Storm for front row. So I guess maybe you'll get one of those crazy decks that decides to play 3 of this, and 3 Lightning Storm, and 3 Dark Ruler, and 3 Evenly Matched, and 3 of every other go second card on the planet, and like one of those 1-card engines. I guess you'll see one of those weird ones take a top or something. Honestly, Regeki isn't going to make all that much difference in my opinion at 3. Now, there are definitely a few omissions from this that I'm kind of surprised about. The likes of Scythe not getting hit was a big surprise. Honestly, I expected that to be fully hit in some capacity, and that hasn't happened, which means PK players rejoice, you are going to continue to be absolutely bullshit. Now, I played the deck for a little while, so I can't complain too much, but that is definitely going to be the one to watch, I think, for this next format. On the plus side, though, lots of these cards coming off does give room for creativity. I expected that we would have a big ban list, and of course this is most definitely one. I would like to have seen even more come off personally, but it seems like a good middle ground for now, and hopefully Konami continue to do this in future so we can encourage growth in this way instead. But anyway, that is all for today's video. Thank you very much for coming along, guys. If you haven't already, you should most definitely hit subscribe and the notification bell, of course, as well. Oh, and how can I forget, if you made it this far into the video, hopefully you'll enjoy yourself a nice discount on the channel sponsors, Jam Cards UK. Link in the description. Use the code Rufioh15 for 15% off all those new cards you need for this new format. Thanks again for coming along, and I'll see you in the next one.